Is your first solo acoustic gig coming up shortly? Or maybe you're gearing up for your first open mic. If my channel has helped get you to this point, well, that is just great. So now, perhaps you will trust me to help you avoid some of the mistakes that I have made in my 30 years of live gigging. Here are my 10 things I really wish somebody had told me before I ever stepped on a stage. What is up, fellow troubadours? I'm Frank Persico, and over the years, I've played a lot of solo acoustic gigs. But let me tell you, my first few, total chaos. It's funny, even though I was already a pretty established player, I had no idea what I was doing when it came to live shows. So if I can help you be more ready, I'm all in. Let's dive in, because it's wild how much of what we practice and know goes right out the window in a live setting. Is that what they mean when they talk about Murphy's Law? I'll leave that one to the philosophers. All right, let's get started. But before we do, please hit the thumbs up, like and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to support, there are links to buy me a coffee, to support my Patreon, or to browse my Amazon affiliate links down in the description. And if you want a private consultation or lesson, send me an email. Links are also in the description. All right, number one, don't bring your fear to the audience. If you walk on stage full of fear and insecurity, people are going to feel it. Most of the people there, they didn't come to judge you. Don't make them your therapist. And for those who did come to judge, so what? There's nothing you can do about those people. And there will always be people like that. Nothing you can do about it. I always say, the joke is on them. Remember, you're the one up there doing your thing, not them. Early on, when I was uncomfortable or insecure, I would put on this weird air. I would come across as purposefully aloof or cool or something of the sort. And it doesn't really go over well. It doesn't make you look cool. And it's a real sign of immaturity and insecurity or fear. And it doesn't help us or the audience. In fact, it just makes you look like a jerk. So own who you are. Own what you are. And if you're honest in your intention, you really can do no wrong. So, okay, if we're not going to bring our fear to the stage, how do we actually pull that off? Well, stick around. I'm going to tell you. Let's go to number two. I want you to plan your first 3 songs like your life depends on it. Abraham Lincoln once said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." Same thing with your first few songs. Pick them like your life depends on it. You want songs you can absolutely crush. Even if you're nervous and your hands are shaking and your voice is shaking, it won't matter, because these are songs that you know so well, you could do them with your eyes closed. And you've got to know them by heart. No lyric sheets, especially not for the first few songs, not while you're getting your sea legs. Seriously, if you want to have any shot at getting in the zone and feeling comfortable, if you're already nervous, you can't be second-guessing chords or lyrics right out of the gate. Or worse yet, staring at an iPad. Okay, it comes across as very impersonal when you're trying to break the ice with an audience, which is going to make you feel uncomfortable, and it's just going to become like a snowball effect of you being uncomfortable and nervous. So even if you don't have your whole set memorized yet, that's okay. Make sure you've got those first few songs dialed in. It'll break the ice, it'll help you settle down and get you in your groove. Imagine that you are singing to the one person who's listening. Hear me out. Oftentimes in a room that we're playing, it might get loud and people might talk over you. It happens. But don't try to overpower the room. And definitely don't take it personally. Because if you do, you're going to start pushing and you'll start to lose your natural voice, your natural inflection. And honestly, by trying to push, you can even hurt your voice. And I know, because I used to do exactly that. I would take it personally that there was noise in the room and I felt like I wasn't good because people weren't listening. And I was trying to win everyone over by sheer force. And it creates tension. It doesn't work. Now when that happens, I just imagine that I'm singing to one person who's really listening. Whether they're actually a person out there, there might be somebody out there who's really tuned in, just sing to them. I'm not saying stare at them and make it weird, but in your mind, know that you're singing to them. Or just imagine you're singing to somebody. Maybe you're singing to your grandma. Maybe you're singing to your neighbor. Maybe you're singing to your dog. I don't know. But what happens is it changes your mindset. It helps keep you grounded and it keeps your energy honest, right? And that could ripple out to the people and they can become more receptive to you as a result of that, okay? And for the ones who aren't listening and will never listen, hey, not everyone's going to get it, and that's okay. By the way, if you want a great trick for connecting even better with a tough room, I did a full video on using dynamics and how it helps to draw people in and make your performances way more engaging. I'll drop a link to that one in the description below. Number 4, be in tune. Seriously. This might seem obvious, but it's a mistake I used to make early on. And bad tuning can kill your whole vibe. It just screams, I'm an amateur. I was in a rush to play, and I felt like I didn't want to make people wait too long while I tuned the guitar. So I would tune it, but I didn't like really go over it with a fine-tooth comb, okay? Guitars are very finicky, you know that. So take your time. Tune your guitar well before you start, but also double check it between songs if need be, especially if you're using a capo. Anytime you put a capo on or move the capo, you have to recheck your tuning again and tune the guitar in that position, okay? And here's something a lot of players don't realize. The key that you're playing in can really reveal little tuning issues that you didn't notice before. Like for example, if you're playing a song in C and everything sounded great and the guitar's in perfect tune, but now you switch to a song that's in the key of E, sometimes, a lot of times your G string will start to sound sharp when you play an E major chord, right? That third will be sharp. So you might have to go over the tuning of the guitar, playing the E chord, and make sure that you maybe tune that G string down just a little bit so that that G sharp note on the first fret doesn't sound sharp when you're playing in the key of E. And there's little idiosyncrasies like that all over the place with the guitar, okay? So make sure that you're in tune, okay? A lot of people ask me what tuner I recommend, and for solo gigs, this is my go-to. Let me turn it on. Let me see it. It's the TC Electronic Polytune clip-on tuner. It is super reliable. It is very easy to see on a dark stage. I'll leave an Amazon link below for you to check it out. It's not that expensive. And I also will leave a link to another video where I go over my 10 favorite accessories that I use for solo acoustic gigs. And this is one of them. All right, let's move on. Number 5, be who you are, not who you think you ought to be. Don't try to guess what kind of person you think the audience wants you to be. That is a losing game. Just be yourself, okay? And not what you think they want.
I'll be whatever you want me to be.
Well, okay.
Play from your heart. It's so much better for you to form bonds and form a fan base from the people who appreciate you for what you really are than for trying to be something else that you're not. And then they might not like that. And here you are, you don't even know where you stand because you weren't your true self to begin with. And one of my personal pet peeves is when singers put on this effect trying to mimic someone else's voice. Like if you're from Ireland or Australia or something and you have that accent that people from there have, and you're trying to do American country music and you do it with a deep southern accent when you sing it. That to me is just, you got to sing it as you, okay? Because Or there's those folks that sing, like if they sing a Pearl Jam song, it's, I seem to recognize. They do it with the Eddie Vedder tone. Or Neil Young, oh man, look at my life. They put on this weird sort of creepy kind of Neil Young sound. I mean, don't do that, okay? We already have those guys. Just be you. We want to hear you, your real voice, your real vibe. So don't cover up who you really are. And the same goes for song choices. Sure, you want to read the room and you want to pick tunes that will land well for the demographic, right, that's in the room. But don't overreach into a style that doesn't gel with who you are. If you're not into bro country, Don't do it just because you're in a bar that looks like it might be that. Or if you do choose to do it, adopt or adapt the song to your style, okay? If it doesn't feel honest when it comes out of your mouth, it probably won't hit the audience right either. Number 6, this is an important one as well. They're all important. Bring backup gear because stuff breaks. And it breaks fast. You never know. And I used to have this happen to me, like, you forget a set of strings, or you forget your capo, and now you don't have a capo, or, something, your tuner breaks in the middle of the set, and now, it's, you can tune, but it's hard to do it on the fly when it's a noisy room, right? Always, always, always bring extra strings, extra cables, batteries, whatever you need to keep the show going, because if you don't have the gear to play, you can't even have a bad gig, okay? So you're just packing up early and heading home with your tail between your legs. Spare yourself the heartbreak. Pack backups like your night depends on it, because it does. All right, number 7, talk less and play more, at least at first. I used to, I was guilty of this, and I wish I knew this earlier. I used to start my sets thinking that I had to, charm the audience with banter right away, introduce myself, talk about the song, crack a joke. And you know what happened? People just kept talking, or they'd look at you after you talk a little bit too much, they wonder why is this guy talking so much, right? And then they go back to their French fries or whatever it is they're doing. What I learned is you earn the respect of the room with your playing, with your songs. So get your songs in first, okay? Songs that hit right, songs that you've worked on, songs that you know like the back of your hand. Get them nodding along. Then if you want to let your personality show a little bit, you can. You'll have an opening to do that. Once they're with you musically, then they're way more likely to respond and engage with you when you do choose to talk, okay? And it's not that you can't talk, just don't lead with it, okay? It's like dating. Don't show up to your first date with a PowerPoint about your life goals, right? Just be cool, be real, and let the connection build naturally. Number 8, don't let your guitar tone overshadow your vocal tone. This probably should have been earlier in the list. It's that important. And I used to be guilty of this. I'm still a little bit guilty of this sometimes because I'm a guitar player first. And I think a lot of us are that in the solo acoustic world. But I would dial in my guitar tone and, tweak everything, get it just right, and not give my vocal sound much of a second thought. I would even hide behind my guitar sound a lot. But the thing is, most people are listening to your voice way more than your guitar. They are not zoning in on your finger style or whatever else. They're really trying to connect with the song, and that happens through the vocal. The vocal really is the most important thing. So don't let your vocals sit too low in the mix or get buried by your big fancy guitar sound, right? Always check that mic level. Make sure it's clear, strong, not fighting with your instrument. A great vocal mix can carry a whole performance, but a bad one can kill it, no matter how well you are playing. Look at me, everyone. I want to impress you. Okay, number 9. Keep it simple. Your first gig isn't the time to try to pull out whatever fancy new thing you are working on or some wild finger-picking pattern. Stick to songs that you know cold, simple, steady, and solid, okay? Don't try to get complex if you're not comfortable in the environment and if you're not comfortable with the piece of repertoire that you're working on yet. And I used to do that. I used to try to go out there and play the thing I was most excited about learning and try to hit the crowd with what I was excited that I was learning about, or what I thought was fancy to play. And it would wind up being, I didn't have it as good as I thought I did, and it would fall flat, okay? And I would wind up kind of crashing and burning whenever I did that. So don't try to impress with something that's outside of your current ability right there at that moment, okay? Confidence and groove will land way better than a train wreck in some fancy tuning that you don't know, or some wild fingerstyle thing that you haven't gotten down yet, okay? Let's get to number 10, the big one. Your first gig more than likely won't be perfect. And that's okay. You're going to mess up. Everybody does. I still do after many, many years of doing this. Things just are not always going to be in your control, and they're just not going to always go right. That's life. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, playing from the heart, being prepared, and learning as you go and improving as you go. Honestly, that's kind of the idea that's underneath all of these previous tips that I've shared. That's what it's all about. It's how you become a pro and how real players are made. So be good to yourself. You only get one first gig, but you also only need one. After that, you're officially in the game. Go in tuned up, prepped, and ready to enjoy it. You can do it. I know you can. And if you want more real world gigging tips, solo acoustic setlist ideas, ways to actually enjoy playing live, hit that subscribe button. And I'd like to give a special thanks to all the members of the Patreon for helping make this content possible. There are ways to support down in the description if you'd like. You could hit me up via email if you want any kind of one-on-one consultations or lessons or anything like that. I'm Frank Persico. I thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.